Welcome to the Qlause Audit Manager. In this guide, I'll walk you through the complete workflow step by step, setting up your workspace and your team, planning an audit campaign, logging process audits, capturing findings with built-in auditor guidance, and following every nonconformance through root cause, corrective action, and closure, with the tracker, the key performance indicators, and the printable reports at the end. Everything you'll see runs in your browser at qlause.app, and it's free while the Team Edition is in beta. Let's get started. First, the big picture. The Audit Manager is built around one idea. An audit program is not a pile of spreadsheets. It's a single connected trail. You plan a campaign, auditors log what they audited, findings are captured against clauses, and the serious ones automatically become numbered non-conformance reports that are worked to closure, with the whole team seeing the same live picture. Here's the shape of that trail. A campaign holds the plan, the scope, the objectives, the standards, and who audits which process. Inside it, each auditor logs process audits, one entry per process or area. Findings hang off each process audit, mapped to the clause they breach. Any finding graded major or minor automatically raises a formal NC with its own number and a 60-day due date. And each NC is then worked to closure. Root cause, action, evidence, review, close. Keep this picture in mind. Every screen you'll see is just one box of it. Getting started takes a minute. Go to qlause.app, choose My Audits, and sign in with your email address. You get a one-click sign-in link, no password to create. The first time you arrive, the app creates your personal workspace automatically, and you are its lead. The dashboard is now called the Audit Manager, and it has tabs across the top: Overview, Quick Audits, Campaigns, the NC Tracker, KPIs, and Team. If you've used Qlause before, don't worry. Your existing Quick Audits are exactly where you left them, under the Quick Audits tab. Here it is in practice. The overview greets you with the numbers that matter. Open NCs, anything past 60 or 90 days, and the average days to close. And right below, My Actions. The NC waiting for this user's review sits front and center, with the active campaign underneath it. A quick word on the two audit models, because you'll choose between them. A quick audit is a single, standalone audit. Clause-mapped findings, evidence, a lock that seals the record, and one report. It's perfect for a one-off supplier visit or a spot check. A campaign is the full program. Many process audits, many auditors, automatic non-conformance follow-up, team KPIs, and consolidated reports. Rule of thumb: if the audit has follow-up actions that someone else must close, run it as a campaign. Campaigns are a team sport, and the workspace has three roles. The lead runs the program, creates campaigns, manages the team, and reviews and closes nonconformances. That's typically the quality manager. Auditors do the auditing. They log process audits in their own name, raise findings, and review the NCs they raised. And auditees, usually process owners and supervisors, have a read-only view, plus one important job: responding to the NCs assigned to them. If you work alone, relax. You're the lead of your own workspace, and you simply play every role yourself. To build your team, open the Team tab. Click Generate Invite Link. Choose the role the person should join with, and the link is copied for you. Send it by email or chat, however you like. Each link is single-use and expires after 14 days. Your colleague signs in at qlause.app with their own email, opens the link, and lands in your workspace. You can promote or change anyone's role from the drop-down next to their name. The app makes sure a workspace always keeps at least one lead. From the same tab, you can rename the workspace and export all its data as a file whenever you want a backup. This is the Team tab. 3 members, each with their role next to their name, and an auditor invite link ready to copy, showing its joining role and its expiry date. Changing someone's role is just the drop-down. Now let's plan an audit program. On the Campaigns tab, click New Campaign. The campaign number, AC, the year, and a sequence is allocated automatically. Give it a title like Full System Internal Audit. Describe the scope, which processes, areas, and shifts are covered. And state the objectives, for example, verifying readiness for the certification audit. Then tick the standards it covers: ISO 9001, 14001, 45001, 22,000, or IATF 16949. Set the start and end dates and choose the lead auditor. At the bottom of the campaign form sit the auditor assignments. Who audits which process? Add a row per process. Pick the auditor, type the process or area. Assignments aren't a straitjacket. Auditors can still log audits freely, but they give you a plan you can track. On the Campaign's Overview tab, each assignment shows as pending until its process audit is actually logged, when it flips to logged. At a glance, you can see how far the fieldwork has progressed. And here's a campaign in flight. Scope and objectives on the left. On the right, the auditor assignments. Final assembly and stores already logged, maintenance still pending. One glance tells you exactly where the fieldwork stands. When an auditor does the fieldwork, they open the campaign, go to Process Audits, and click Log a Process Audit. Fill in the process, say Final Assembly, the area or department, the date, and the people interviewed with their roles. Then capture the audit notes, the approach, the document sampled, the overall impression. The entry starts as a draft. When the fieldwork for that process is done, mark it complete. Each process audit also has its own printable mini report, useful for handing the process owner their slice of the audit. Inside a process audit, the header carries the process, the auditor, the date, and the status. The notes record what was sampled, and the findings sit below, each one already wearing its classification badge and linked to its NC number. Findings are captured inside the process audit. Click Add Finding and choose the classification first because it decides what happens next. A major nonconformance is a total breakdown of a requirement, and it raises a formal NC automatically. A minor nonconformance is an isolated lapse. It also raises an NC. An OFI, an opportunity for improvement, and an observation are the lighter grades. They appear in the reports but need no formal follow-up. The form tells you, as you pick, whether a formal NC will be generated. Next, anchor the finding to a clause. Pick the standard, then search the clause by number or by title. The list is filtered to the standards your campaign covers, and an IATF campaign automatically includes the ISO 9001 base clauses. Once a clause is selected, click Guidance. A panel opens with a plain language summary of the clause, what auditors look for, examples of evidence, and the common nonconformities seen against it. And if you need the full picture, one click opens the clause in the Clause Explorer. If an exact subclause has no guidance of its own, the panel shows the parent clause's guidance instead, so you're never left empty-handed. This is the Guidance panel, opened on Clause 8.5.1. The plain language summary, what auditors look for, evidence examples, and the common nonconformities, sitting right inside the finding form, next to the description you're writing. Then describe the finding, what was found, where, and the requirement it fails to meet. Record the objective evidence, the documents, records, serial numbers, or observations that substantiate it. You can attach photos and files too. Photos are compressed automatically in your browser, so a phone snap of a missing label uploads in a second, and each finding takes up to 5 attachments. If the finding is major or minor, you can assign the future NC to the responsible person right here, or leave it for later. Save, and the finding is on record. And here's the part that saves you the paperwork. The moment you save a major or minor finding, the formal nonconformance report already exists. It has its own number, NC, the year, and a sequence unique to your workspace, a raised date, and a due date set 60 days out. Nobody has to remember to raise it, and nobody can quietly delete it. The record is protected, and once closure work is started, the finding behind it can't be downgraded or removed either. Every NC moves through a simple, enforced lifecycle. It starts open, with the assignee working on the response. When the response is complete, they submit it, and the NC reads, awaiting review. The fields lock while the reviewer looks at it. The reviewer either accepts and closes it, recording the days it took against the 60-day target, or returns it with a comment saying exactly what's missing, and it loops back to the assignee to update and resubmit. These rules are enforced by the system itself. An NC can't skip a step, and nobody can close their own NC unless they hold the reviewing role. If an NC is assigned to you, it appears under My Actions on your overview the moment you sign in. Open it and work through the closure response. First, the root cause. Why did this happen? Go past the symptom. Use 5 why or a fishbone if it helps. Then the planned corrective action and its target date. What will be done to remove that cause? Then the implemented action. What was actually done and when? Attach closure evidence, the photo of the fixed labeling, the new procedure, the training record. Save as you go. When the response tells the full story, click Submit for review. Your part is done, for now. And a real NC record. The finding at the top, below it, the closure response. Root cause, planned action with its target date, and the implemented action. Locked and awaiting review, with the reviewer's accept or return block underneath. If you're the lead or the auditor who raised the finding, the submitted NC appears under My Actions as waiting for your review. Check the root cause against the finding, check the action against the cause, and check the evidence against the action. If it holds up, accept and close. The closure date and days to close are stamped automatically. If it doesn't, return it with a comment. The comment is required, so the assignee always knows exactly what to fix. Every submit, return, reassignment, and closure is written to the NC's history log, so the full story is always on the record. To see the whole nonconformance picture, open the NC tracker. Every NC in the workspace is listed with an aging chip. Green on track, yellow past 60 days, red past 90. Filter by all, open, awaiting review, yellow, red, or closed. The oldest open items float to the top, so the tracker doubles as your priority list for the week. Each card links straight to the NC, and each NC has its own printable formal report, complete with the action log and signature blocks. The tracker in action. 3 NCs, 1 open, 1 awaiting review, and 1 closed in 21 days, each with its aging chip and the filter counts across the top. The KPIs tab turns the same data into management information. The aging profile shows your open NCs in the green, yellow, and red bands. The target is 0 beyond 90 days. The closure profile shows how many have closed, the average days to closure, and the percentage closed within the 60-day target. There's a per campaign table to compare programs, and an escalation list of everything open beyond 60 days. The exact list to bring to your management review. And the KPI view, built from the same data, the stat cards, the aging and closure profiles side by side, and the per campaign table below. Management review, ready to present. On reports, there are 4, and they print straight from the browser. Use your browser's print dialog to save any of them as a PDF. The Process Audit Mini Report covers one process. The formal NC report carries the finding, the closure response, the evidence, the action log, and signatures. The Consolidated Campaign Report brings every process audit and finding together in one document. And the Campaign Closure Report is special. It stays locked until every NC in the campaign is closed. When it unlocks, it's your evidence that the program was seen through to the end. 3 tips before you go. If your workspace is empty, the Campaigns tab offers to load a sample campaign. It creates a realistic campaign with audits and findings, including one that raises an NC, so you can explore the whole workflow in 2 minutes and delete it afterwards. Second, the app is live. When a teammate saves, your view updates by itself, no refreshing. And third, everything in the workspace can be exported from the Team tab as a single file, anytime you want your data in your own hands. That's the Qlause Audit Manager. Plan the campaign, log the process audits, capture findings with guidance at your fingertips. Let the formal NCs raise themselves and work each one to a reviewed, evidenced closure, with the tracker, the KPIs, and the reports proving the whole story. It's free while the Team Edition is in beta, and it takes about a minute to start. Sign in at Qlause.app, open the Audit Manager, and run your next internal audit as one connected program. Happy auditing!